Oh, sorry. I always jam. I'm jamming out to my own music. Guys, welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. I just asked the question, where are you watching from right now? Akron, Ohio, sunny Buffalo, New York. It's sunny up there? It's cloudy here in New York. Oh, and another person from Buffalo, New York. What's going on? Dallas is in the house. Houston's in the hot and sticky Houston. Ugh. BK, what's going on? New Jersey, Houston, Texas. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Replay crew, we also want to know where you guys are watching from as well. We've got Nairobi, Kenya in the building. We even got South Africa in the building. Oregon, what's going on? Dirty Vegas is here in New York City. I love it. North Carolina, what's going on? Sweden, what's going on? Bahamas, Wagwan. Wow. Love it. The DMV's in the building. Jacksonville, Florida's in the building. Georgia, Birmingham, England. What time is it over there right now? You guys are like 6 hours ahead of us, right? 5 or 6 hours ahead of us. It's late, but it's not too late. It's not too late. If you're in bed and you're watching, hey, I'm in bed with you. This is not Kempire After Dark. We have to talk about Married to Medicine. Earlier today, we went live and we talked about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So if you missed that recap, be sure to check that out because we had a lot of really great callers. If you missed any of our recaps, you really should check it out and watch for the callers too, because they weigh in. They're shady, but they also provide some really, really great information and perspective. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting our channel, but not just our channel, but other channels that talk about similar topics like Married to Medicine, Real Housewives, or pop culture. Just before the live, I posted a new video talking about Neo and the possibility that this whole cheating scandal might be a way to promote his new project. Be sure to check that out. And yes, I've seen the Nicki Minaj story. And yes, I will talk about it once I needed to play out a little bit more. Okay, for those that don't know, supposedly there's a former assistant blasting Nicki Minaj on social media. I just wanted to play out just a little bit more before I report on it. Stay tuned. And I'm not bought by Nicki. So but some of it's a little sensationalized. So I'm just not sure. Oh, see, people are like, what Nicki's story? A former assistant, it has all kinds of allegations. But here's the thing, and we just saw this with the Leah McSweeney story. Sidebar. If you saw the video that I did on that yesterday, the person is now coming out saying that it was a joke. You know, when I covered that story, I said to you, I don't know if this is true. We speculate a lot here. This is not CNN. Okay. So the people that get it. We see a news story, we report on it. I tell you if I believe it or not, but I also gathered some information. Even if that story about her throwing the elephant dung is not true, she was missing in action towards the end of the trip. So the plot thickens. Leah McSweeney has denied that. I did post an update in the comment section of that video, but now the Twitter account, I guess, chasing clout. It's okay. But the Nicki story, I have to sit down and report on it. We can't do, this is not the place to do it because we're recapping Married to Medicine. But here's the thing too. I don't know if any of the stuff is true. There's so many allegations in the story. I can't even broach the topic with you guys because there's so many different allegations that this former assistant has. I'm not even sure she really is a former assistant. Just saying. Anybody can go on Twitter right now. I'm like, I'm a former assistant of Nicki Minaj and this and that. Stay tuned. We love to speculate. This is not the place right now because we're talking about Married to Medicine. Stay tuned. Okay, let's talk about Married to Medicine. Wait, is there anything else that I wanted to talk about? Shout out to our Team Kempire Royal members and a bunch of you that became members from earlier today. We appreciate you joining. If you'd like to become a member of the channel, head on over to teamkempire.com/join. And of course, shout out to all of our moderators that are in the building. Look, the moderator job is not really a job because they don't get paid. Damn. They volunteer to support our channel and help us manage the live chat, which is subscribers only. So we appreciate our moderators. So thank you all for being moderators. And look, moderators come and go. It's nothing personal. I understand. I hope they understand. Sometimes we shift. Sometimes we need to shift for whatever reason. But thank you to all of our moderators, past and present. Thank you. Thank you. Not hashtag volunteer work. My goodness. All right. All right. But anyways, back to Married to Medicine. So Married to Medicine, someone sent a super chat earlier today saying I should switch the time for Married to Medicine at noon versus this time. We're not doing it. However, the ratings aren't rating for Married to Medicine for the level of love that I see so many people give it. So it makes me wonder, like, is that just hype and no one's really watching the show? It's not getting terrible ratings, but I would think that it would get a lot more bigger ratings based off how you guys react to it, or the audience reacts to it, not necessarily you guys. You guys show up here. You're always here. So Married to Medicine. Let's talk about this episode, because last week's okay. I can't do this. Wait, come on. I know people can't stand Heavenly, and I completely understand, but we are watching a reality show for entertainment, and I honestly am truly entertained by her. So last week's episode ended with this intervention. Dr. Contessa, I did get a chance to watch Dr. Heavenly's recap yesterday, but I can't remember every specific detail. She says that she does not rewatch the episode. She's telling us basically what really happened, but maybe not necessarily everything that they included. Okay, so she does drop tea in her recap of the show, including more happened at that Halloween party than what they showed. I don't know how I feel about hashtag Dr. Save Dr. Eugene anymore. Look, now it's like hashtag you deserve it. On some level. And look, we discussed this last week when it came to Dr. Eugene. He's not an idiot. He knows what's happening with his finances. He knows the appearance of what that looks like to the world. So he plays a part too. But he really plays a part after this week's episode. We'll get there. We'll get back to there. So Dr. Heavenly, first, she's cackling and laughing, but then she realized how serious this situation that Dr. Contessa has brought up is, because according to Dr. Heavenly, she says that at one point, they don't show it on the episode, Dr. Contessa brought her daughter down and brought her daughter into it. And that's when the whole situation flipped for Dr. Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly also believes that this is a storyline. We didn't need Dr. Heavenly to tell us. I think anyone that's watching the show can tell that there is a level of truth that the friend groups are tired of Dr. Heavenly dragging them on her YouTube channel. However, I do believe that Dr. Contessa, because of how bad last season was, we forget, because it was like a year ago that we were recapping Married to Medicine season 8. But that got really bad for Dr. Contessa. Everybody named Mama was like, girl, you need to get out that relationship. That relationship is toxic. That relationship is abusive. Get out of it. So she decided this year she's going to flip the script and blame Dr. Heavenly for everything that you brought on the show. Like, and last night's Watch What Happens Live with Drew and Dr. Contessa together, that was a big womp, womp, womp. Miss Nikki, thank you so much for another super chat today. She says, Kempire, are you going to recap College Hill? I am. I probably will recap College Hill probably Wednesday evening, just because I have things to take care of, y'all. I can't always be on here. But no, we will be recapping College Hill. I don't know. I feel like they've been dropping the episodes at weird times. Or maybe I just got mixed up in the very beginning, because we recapped 5 and 6 of College Hill, and then I was like, wait a second, I don't know. Anyways, we will definitely recap College Hill. It's about to be over, I'm sure, at this point. I don't know how many more episodes. We already recapped 5 and 6. I know 7 dropped. So we will recap it probably Wednesday evening, maybe around this time, if not a little bit earlier. Stay tuned for that. Set your notifications and follow me on all the things so you can get notified. Okay. All right. uh, Sebastian says that College Hill was what? Was it bad? Was it bad? Lord. All right. Thank you, Miss Nikki, for the super chat. All right. So the continuation of this battle between Dr. Contessa and Heavenly at this intervention. Did Dr. Contessa even see her guests out of the house? She decided, I'm taking off my wig, and she was changed into her pajamas, and people are still in her house. You think that I'll be leaving people still in my house? After all that, I would make sure that everyone left. So Dr. Heavenly, because she sees how serious Dr. Contessa is taking this, exits the home. Dr. Jackie goes out there to have a conversation with her. Dr. Jackie being the voice of reason. But did anyone see this battle between Dr. Simone and Quad happening? Mind you, they're fighting over the same thing. They're just fighting that their reaction is different. And that's when we get that infamous moment of Dr. Simone says, I'm in America. I choose who I F with. Okay, Dr. Simone. She's been a little boring this season. Anyone else? A little boring this season. But both Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone have been a little boring this season. Luckily with Dr. Jackie, we get those like moments in the office. We didn't get that this week, but we got one last week. Maybe we need to make sure we get some moments of Dr. Simone in the office or something. Because other than that, I'm like, why are you here? I mean, she's brought over the years, but this season, I'm just like, why are you here? Just asking for a friend. Drama says, hold on. Ooh, Simone and Jackie are always boring. Okay. Millionaire says, yeah, Simone's boring. Simone's dry MH says, damn. I don't know. We love our black doctors, but who said, Kate, thank you so much for the super chat. She said, I died when Jackie said Heavenly looked like Chucky. Oh my gosh, she kind of did. She kind of did. Hold on. Oh, wait. She kind of did. She kind of did. But of course, Dr. Jackie is the voice of reason in this whole situation. And she calls out, Heavenly and what Heavenly has been doing. But Quad and Dr. Simone fighting about how they handle the situation, and Dr. Simone calling out Quad. Because look, Quad, I have to say this. I like Quad on the show. However, I do agree with Dr. Simone that Quad likes to pretend like she's not so sensitive and that she has her own side conversation with Dr. Heavenly. But she also wouldn't let Dr. Simone speak. I was like, let her speak, Quad. But I also feel like Quad is trying to hold, remember Quad almost didn't even make it to last season. Okay. So she's really trying to step up this season to make sure that she secures her spot for next season. All right. Claire says Simone is comedic relief. Okay. Lawson says, I like Simone. I honestly like all the ladies except Contessa. Oh. I mean, I've liked Dr. Simone over the years. It's just this season, I'm sort of like, are you there? Are you there? Okay. MBK says, did anyone catch the confessional with Dr. Contessa and Dr. Scott where she was joking but not joking, said Scott should just shut up like always? They ain't okay. They're not. That's why I feel like this is sort of a storyline. Dorisha, thank you so much for becoming a member. Randa says, exactly. Quad went from 1 to 100 over an emoji. Yeah. Quad is hella dramatic. Yeah. Florida says Quad turned on Mariah. Quad is a fraud. Oh, I know. We didn't get any of Quad's nephew this week. Maybe that's why I'm not feeling Quad this week. We needed some of her and her nephew. Oh, damn. So Selena says that I fast forward when Simone comes on. I agree, Liam. Her nephew is, first of all, stinking cute, but also hilarious. Naturally funny at 6 years old. So all this battle happening over at Dr. Contessa's house, and she's not even engaged. Everyone is having a conversation about this whole situation. Then, when they're trying to exit, well, before they even tried to exit, Toya is looking at Quad and Dr. Simone arguing over Heavenly and how differently they react to Heavenly when their common enemy is Heavenly. So when they're trying to exit, Heavenly can't unlock her door, so she's blocking everyone from exiting her intervention. Oh my goodness! But this really messed with Dr. Heavenly, and I think a lot of people will watch this and be why is she having this reaction? But based off what Dr. Heavenly is saying in her recap of this, is that there was more that happened that was not seen on television. Okay. So Toya and Dr. Simone meet up. According to Dr. Heavenly, this is not even a real friendship. These people don't really even like each other. So now when I see their scenes, I'm like, this is such a scene just to film a scene. Just to film a scene. The bigger scene though was Heavenly and Anila meeting up. Okay. So here's the thing. They start talking about Quad. And in all fairness to Dr. Heavenly, she doesn't say specifically that Quad is cheating with married men or she's dating married men. She doesn't say that. She says there's a person who they beep out the name spreading that information about Quad. So she never says specifically, "Oh, yeah, I think she's dating married men." She says, "No, there's someone spreading that information that Quad is dating married men." I mean, look, who who knows? Who knows? But I feel like Quad just got cheated on by her ex. You think she would go start dating married men? The wound is too fresh. Right? I was thinking, was it Mariah that they were beeping out? Oh, common sense says Heavenly carried a bone. Is she a bone carrier this season? Well, she usually is, isn't she? More reality says she said that was off camera. Ooh, April says Anila is a follower, flip flopper. But I feel like Anila really does like Dr. Heavenly. Of all the cast, I feel like she likes Heavenly. Hisby says it's definitely not Mariah. Oh, Dr. Heavenly said it was Mariah. Did I miss that in her recap? Darren says bye, Anila. Damn. Honestly, if Neela didn't have Karen, I would feel the same way. I'm like, bye. But I like Karen. We'll talk more about Karen in just a second. Angelia, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, I don't care for she needs to learn to raise and care for her own children without a nanny. Sigh. Look, I don't know if I want to say all that, but we will get to that in just a second. In just a second. So the conversation that Heavenly and Anila have about Quad, and look, they bleep out the name. Like I said, I feel as if Heavenly wasn't saying that she sleeps with married men. She's saying that someone is spreading the rumor, and she tells Anila who that person is. Anila says she doesn't know who that is. Okay. So Dr. Contessa. So we have another scene with Dr. Contessa, and I'm glad every episode we're getting these medical scenes because we're watching the show not just for the drama, we're watching because we want to see Black doctors doing doctor things. So we see Dr. Contessa and that handsome former NFL player with the banging body. And he's not even playing anymore. He's still got a banging body. Okay. Find out. So he has a shoulder injury. She's doing a follow-up on him. But I don't care about any of that stuff. Yeah, he was cute. Blah, blah, blah. They talk about some important things. CTE and the ramifications of having CTE and being in football. I'm sure if you follow football, if you follow the conversations on CTE, then you're somewhat familiar. But I'm glad they're talking about it because there's probably plenty of people that are not familiar with CTE. So they talk about that, but the thing that we need to be talking about is that we need to start challenging our minds. That's what stood out to me. He reveals that he has short-term memory issues. I don't know why anybody would play football nowadays. Why risk your life and your brain capacity for football? Oh, millions of dollars? What if you don't end up making the millions of dollars? Football is very different than some of the other sports. You get injured, you're done. You don't have any money. Look at me talking to sports. Look at me talking the sports. But Dr. Contessa says, there's certain things that he should be doing to challenge his mind, and we all should be doing it. They even have apps where you can challenge your mind on a daily basis. She's like, take a different route home. Don't use GPS. He's talking about, I only remember 2 numbers, and I said, me too. And not one of those numbers is mine. We all should be doing stuff like that. Sam says we need you on ESPN. Can you imagine? Can you imagine me? This would be a problem. Amanda says you covering everything. Ooh, rugby. American football and rugby are violent. Ugh. And it's just not worth it for me in my head. Remember the guy that died in jail? They said he had CTE. Remember he was in jail because didn't he kill someone? I forgot his name. He was cute too. Damn it. And gay, or part of the community, because didn't he have a lover in the jail? Remember him? Y'all remember his name? Aaron Hernandez. Thank you. We talk to sports here. Yes, thank you. Not Kempire Sports. April said you'd have everyone quitting football. Oh, I did not watch the documentary. I feel like that documentary would be too dark. I can't. That Aaron Hernandez story is so dark, between the murder and the being in the closet. Oh, I can't. I feel like it's too dark. I love it. Kempire Sports. Didn't they say and they really can't diagnose CTE until after you've passed, right? Look at me now we're medical experts around here. Okay, Daniel says it was good. I don't see, and Tyra says it was very dark. I can't. My spirit can't take it. You guys like me to be light and fun. If I start watching stuff like that on a regular, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. I can't. His story is very sad. His story is very, very, very sad. Oh, all right, let's move on. But I did like the conversation that they were having on Married to Medicine about CTE, but also for all of us that we should be challenging our brains on a daily basis. I don't think we're doing that with reality TV, but we can do it in other ways. You guys are a mess. Don't encourage me, okay? Who said he killed his girlfriend? I never said that. He didn't kill his pregnant girlfriend. He killed 2 guys, but he was crazy in college. Yeah, yeah. His girlfriend's still with us, right? And they have a kid? Micro, thank you for the question. Of course, this of all the sports stuff that's being said, this is the one that I see. I have a Leo moon with a Cancer rising. Don't judge me. Okay. Okay. Dree says it wasn't dark, it was fascinating. Perspective. You might say that, but some people in the chat said dark. Okay. So back to this. So we get that moment with that cute NFL player, former NFL player with Dr. Contessa. I liked that conversation. Anila. Anila. Not doctor. Mrs. Gomez. Miss Gomez. As you know, last week we said, what the hell's going on here? Miss Gomez tells the kids, I'm leaving today. And then she leaves. And this week we get to see Anila trying to manage her own kids. And I don't want to judge Anila because there's plenty of people that of means that have nannies. But watching her, I'm like, watching her try to take care of the kids. How come we don't judge, or do we? Lisa Hochstein from Real Housewives of Miami, but we're judging Anila. Because I feel like we literally just had similar scenes of them struggling with their own kids. Did we judge them both? Because I feel like we didn't really judge Lisa the same way that we're judging Anila. But I have to say, Anila with those kids looks awkward AF. Sebastian says we do judge Lisa. But here's the thing, though. Anila says that Miss Gomez was more than a nanny. She was like a grandmother to them, which said to me, oh, so you were working her like a nanny. I mean, like a grandmother. So she was probably doing everything, including the pinto beans for your son. So they show her struggling with her own kids. And look, it is what it is. Having kids is like, I'm never going to tell a parent if they're doing a good job or bad job because I'm not a parent and I don't have that responsibility, thankfully. But here we are. But here we are. Um, oh damn. Hold on, peach tea. Common Sense, aka Jennifer, says watching Anila prove that she doesn't need a nanny. She needs to learn to parent. Ouch. Well, that comes from her mom. That comes from her mom. All right, Danielle, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, we're judging Anila because she had an attitude with the nanny when she said she was leaving. But the nanny probably left. Miss Gomez probably left because she probably was overworked. Miss Gomez probably would have stayed a lot longer if she wasn't taking care of those kids around the clock for 5 years. She probably wore her out. What did Miss Gomez look like before she started working for them? Probably had dark hair and everything. And Gloria says, struggling, you're being nice. I'm trying. I had some food before I started this live. I love that you guys are sharing all of your signs in the live chat. Amanda says that Anila is spoiled, but she'll get it. We have a tendency to judge women of color with nannies as opposed to white women. That's why I was like, I feel like there's a different conversation happening here with Anila versus Lisa on Real Housewives of Miami. I know we judged her, but I feel like other people aren't judging her as much as they're judging Anila. But some of you might also say Anila's blogging career is not what she makes it out to be. I don't know. Delsenia says Anila got out of the habit of being a full-time everyday mom. I thought that part too. I thought maybe she's just not used to doing it because she's had this nanny for 5 years. Remember, they were babies when she had these kids. So she really has never done it necessarily on her own. Maybe only when Miss Gomez, leaves for like vacation or something. So Danielle, thank you so much for the super chat. Danielle says, I'm thinking it became too much the nanny when they started the show. And maybe she got busier and so more responsibility fell on Miss Gomez. Comment says Miss Gomez had no regrets about quitting that job. I'm sure she doesn't. Guys, you're just joining us. We're talking about Married to Medicine. We do this recap every single Monday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. If you're part of the replay crew, we always want to know what you guys think, how you would rate the episode. What do you think about Anila and her parenting style? What do you think about what's going on between Heavenly and Dr. Contessa? Let's continue that conversation. And the live chat, I've already posted a poll asking you how you would rate this week's episode. We already have over 500 votes. And based off of what we have so far, 81% of you rated this episode between 7 and 10, which is excellent. That's excellent for this show. Okay. All right. So back to this. So Anila has struggles with taking care of her kids herself. At one point, her son is bawling. Probably because he wants his pinto beans and he hasn't had his pinto beans. Okay. She puts him on the toilet and he pees on her. I was like, has that ever happened to any of you parents of a child? How old is her son? He's probably like 4 or 5 years old. I'm like, that usually happens when they're babies. I don't know. I don't know what to tell her. I don't know what to tell Anila. Oh, Anila calls her mom, and her mom basically says her kids are saints in comparison to her siblings and how they grew up, because her mom was a stay-at-home mom. Yeah, I mean, she had him sitting and peeing. Oh, there's some guys that swear by that. I'm just saying, they're like, they will not stand. Lazy. All right, let's move on. And I will be posting the call-in link for you guys to call in. We already have over 1,000 people here for our Married to Medicine recap. I will post the call-in link to the general audience. Let's get to 500 likes. Let's get to 500 likes, and I'll drop the call-in link for you guys. But I am going to drop the call-in link for Team Kempire and Royal Court members right now before I get into this Halloween party. Because first of all, those in the live chat, who do you think had the best costume at this Halloween party that was thrown by Dr. Simone and Cecil, which I thought was it was a cute party, like a roller skating costume party. I thought that was cute. Oh, Liam, not Liam. He says when you sit, it's quiet. So just when you don't want people to know that you're going to the bathroom, is that what that is about? I don't know. That's a whole other conversation. All right, let me drop this call in link for our Royal Court and Team Kempire members. I'm dropping it for both groups. This is not part of the perks. It's just something that we do so that you guys have first access. Okay, so let me just drop that here. All right, the movers. Kari says none of them. Rock says I wasn't impressed. Anastasia says the movers. Okay. He is only 4. Okay. Look, okay. Cecil had a dope costume, Monet says. I was waiting for Heavenly to skate it, to get skated on. Come on. All right. All right. So before we even get to this Halloween party, Dr. Heavenly has a conversation with Dr. Damon Daddy. Speaking of which, you notice how we've had Carrie multiple times? I feel like they're trying to edit her out. Anyone else notice that? Last season, she was there, just as a guest, but she had so many funny moments. This season, it's like, I see Carrie. What's Carrie want to say? Carrie's just there. I don't like how they're treating Carrie, because I know she has something funny and witty to say. What happened? Carrie, we love you. for the show, Carrie. I'm like, not here come Danielle. Yup. Team Carrie. It's like, why won't they? I know her husband did film this season for a little bit at that party, but I'm just like, give me something. Oh, damn. Someone said Carrie, a Florida girl says Carrie or Karen. All right. See, Claire says Carrie is so funny, the medical mistress. I don't know. I just wish they would give her a little bit more. Back to this. So Dr. Heavenly talks to Dr. Damon Daddy and reveals, what happened at the intervention. And she actually shed some tears. I was like, wow, I didn't expect her to, because remember, she started off with the whole cackling. So to see her break up like this, but she also has a very different tonation when speaking to Dr. Damon Daddy. She has a very different, like her voice is a little bit more softer. It's a little bit more softer. So, there's a whole, and of course, Dr. Damon Daddy has his own very like down to earth grounding force for her. What's his sign? Does anyone know Dr. Damon Daddy's sign? I know Dr. Heavenly is a Scorpio. Oh, damn. Laughing to keep from crying. It says Bliss. Oh, stop playing with that cackling. Don't let me. I'll play it again. And since her voice kills me. Common Sense says Dr. Damon always gives Heavenly great advice that she never takes. Yeah, and he gives her more advice. He's a very grounding force in her life. I know when he speaks, she listens. She listens, may not follow through, but if there was something that she did wrong, I'm sure he would call her out. He's done it before. He's a Cancer. Oh, 2 water signs. That makes sense. That's why they work. April says, stop calling Dr. Damon Daddy. That's the only thing that sticks in my head. I can't. He will forever be Dr. Damon Daddy to me. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you. All right. Hold on, y'all. Let me say thank you. Doctor Nurse Petty, thank you for the super chat. She says, Anila and her husband had the best costume ever. And Eugene was definitely in his feelings about that. All the men felt that joke was funny. Yeah, they were saying a whole other thing at the end of this episode. Thank you for the super chat. D. Renee, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you supporting the channel as well. All right. So the party. So they had this Halloween party. All the costumes were kind of womp, womp, womp. The only ones, like the movers, it wasn't a fantastic costume. It just was a funny one. And it was clever. Was it a great costume? Well, it depends on what you think makes great. It was cute. I like what they did. They had a whole on U-Haul, and they had the little boxes all labeled. Do you see the labels? And they're looking for the Harrises. The Harrises, come on out. Okay. So they have they show up beeping their horns. Everyone comes out, and I have to say, I felt like Toya took it on the chin. But according to Dr. Heavenly, there was a lot more that was edited out between Toya and Anila and their argument because they got really heated, along with Dr. Eugene's argument with Karen. Karen was like, "It was a joke, and it was a funny one," and I agree with him. But I also see why the other guys are like, well, it was a funny joke, but if the wives are not in a good place, why are you getting involved in the women's business? Here we go again. Well, according to Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Eugene got himself involved in the women's business when he reached out to Anila and told her to be wary of Quad and Dr. Heavenly. And according to Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Eugene told, well, this is also according to Quad, Dr. Eugene, or maybe this is why he's trying to discredit Heavenly and um, Quad, because Quad says that Dr. Eugene says that he regrets marrying Toya. Wait, I wrote it down, didn't I? Didn't I write it down? Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. I know I wrote this down. What did I write? Oh yeah. So according to Heavenly, she told us to Anila that Quad said that Eugene said to a group of their friends that Toya was his worst mistake. And then all of you agreed. Look. So when Karen and Anila show up with this, first of all, Dr. Eugene is not amused. Anila is laughing. You're just so obsessed with me. I didn't take that as her being obsessed with you. I thought they were being clever. I was not ready for it. I didn't think that Anila had that in her, but I do think Karen has it in him because Karen, I already knew. I knew some of these guys are gonna like him, and some of these guys are going to hate him. There's just something about Karen's personality. Works great for television, may not work great for this friend group. Just saying. Anastasia says the joke was not funny. Okay. Nidra says marrying Toy was the worst mistake. We all agree. Libra says, I don't believe Heavenly. Tilu says it was funny. And Nurse Petty says, I was laughing too. Yeah. Abba's Child says, Karen is great for TV. And it just says Karen is quirky. Ashley says, Eugene has misplaced anger. He's exhausted and overworked, and Toya just nags and spends money. And that's why that joke is funny, because that has been their story for multiple seasons on Married to Medicine. They literally built their dream home recently, and now they've sold it, made $1 million profit, according to Toya. But according to Audra, when you do the math, that's not what it is. I can't wait for Audra. When's Audra coming? We got her husband at the end of this episode. Where's Audra? Let me take a sip for my coldest water bottle. Guys, don't forget, Coldest doesn't just have water bottles. They have things for your pets. They have pillows. They have ice packs. They have coolers. All of that's available at coldest.com. But don't forget to use the discount code KEMP10. That also helps our channel because we get a percentage of your purchase. So thank you in advance for supporting us. All right. So back to this. We already have quite a few people. Shout out to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members that are already backstage. We'll drop the call-in link for the general audience once we get to 700 likes. That's what I said. No, if I said 500, sorry. I said 500. But we're at 322. So I'm not dropping. By the time we get to our last caller, if we haven't hit our goal, I'm not dropping the links. Just saying. I have rules. Okay, so we're gonna stick with. Plus, we have plenty of people backstage, so I already know they have a lot to say. Again, callers, be brief, to the point. Let's not go through the entire episode. Of course, no profanity or derogatory statements. All right. Shout out to my moderators as well, guys. Don't forget to say hello to the mods and say hello to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members as well. And just a reminder, Look, just a reminder. If I see anyone in the live chat say next caller when someone's speaking, you will be put on timeout. I'm not going to block you because we don't block people like that unless you're really bad. But you will be put on a timeout. We got rules. All right. Amanda, I'm not done. Amanda says, you forgot the guys' meetup. I'm still not done with the party. But thank you for reminding me. But I do have that. So, still at this party, Quad and Heavenly have their own conversation. And in Quad's confessional, she says she's not going to entertain a friendship with Heavenly if this happens again, in regards to Heavenly talking about her. So, I wonder how she feels about what transpired in this week's episode. Just saying. But I really like Quad and Heavenly's friendship. For me, it makes sense. Look, not everyone can be friends with someone like with Heavenly. I get that. I think she's great for the show, though. I do think she's great for the show, but that's me. So Beverly says, "Well, friendship over." Marsha says, "Heavenly said Quad called her out and cursed her out." Oh. I think I mixed that up with them many times. Quad has probably called Heavenly and cursed her out. So she called her after this episode and cursed her out. Oh, damn. All right. So between the Harrises and the Karen, Dr. Karen and Anila, they're not happy with that. Anila and Toya have their own conversation. Dr. Eugene is very upset with Dr. Karen getting involved in this whole situation, so much so that he walks away from the guys and is like he's ready to leave. And according to Dr. Heavenly, it got really, really bad, especially with Dr. Eugene. All right. Here's the thing, though: the cheating rumors about Quad, about her sleeping with married men. The producer confronts Heavenly about what she said, and again, they replay what Heavenly said to Anila. We shall see. This is already going to be a good reunion. And this is only episode 4. So I didn't expect this episode. I thought they were going to end with this Halloween party, but no, we get another scene with the guys. The guys are all hanging out. Karen arrives after everyone else. Dr. Eugene says he's open to, forgiving Karen if he apologizes. But Karen was like, that ish was funny. And he was like, that was funny. And honestly, I like the fact that he's not backing down. He's like, I might be new to this group, but I make more money than all of you. Mm-hmm. He gives me BDE. Anyone else? Dr. Karen gives me BDE. He's like, I don't care. He's like, I don't even think he cares about being on this show like that. I think he's like, I make enough money. I don't care. You over here letting that lady, drag you into the poorhouse. He doesn't care. I liked it. Jay says he's Indian. No, he doesn't. Just saying. Super big stash. Come on. Kieran is hilarious, but I said that last season. I said, oh, I like him. I don't like Anila. Sorry, Anila. But I like the kids. I like Miss Gomez, and I like the husband. I usually do call him Dr. Karen. All right. I can't do it every time. All right. My mouth is dry. Okay. Vanessa says Anila should have used that U-Haul money towards a parenting book. But yeah, let's talk about Dr. Eugene and his reaction to this. I want all of you that are calling in to weigh in on that, because part of me wanted to feel bad for Dr. Eugene. We started the whole hashtag Save Dr. Eugene, but now I don't even feel bad for Dr. Eugene. It's now hashtag You Get What You Give. You deserve it. Like, these are your choices. Nurse Petty, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, Toy did not pull off Queen Beyonce well. Neither did Dr. Eugene in that wig as Jay-Z. All right. We have a lot of people backstage. Again, guys, let's get to 500 likes. Liking the video is an easy and free way of supporting the channel. Thank you to everyone that sends in super chats, Venmos, PayPals, Cash Apps, all that. We see that after the live, but thank you in advance for supporting the channel so we are able to continue to elevate what we do here on the channel, including we've just reached a monumental mark of over 151,000 subscribers and over 50 million views here on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. Thank you all for that continued support. All right, let me rest my voice because I already feel like, ooh, I'm done. Let's get to some of these callers that are backstage. All right, I'm gonna bring up Tiana first. What's going on, Tiana?
Hi, happy Monday. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Okay, so I'm gonna be quick.
Okay.
I don't know. So with Contessa, I'm starting to feel like this is more Scott's idea than her idea because it just doesn't make any sense. Because if even Heavenly said that when she had made those comments on the show, and then her and Contessa were still kind of cool after that, I feel like almost Scott has like gaslit Contessa into thinking, no, the reason why all this is happening is because of Heavenly, not because of me, not because they heard us arguing in the room next door. It's because of Heavenly. And so I almost feel like or it's just a storyline. I don't know. But it would
Well,
be
I'm sorry to interrupt you. They did say Dr. Heavenly did say that at the party, he's Dr. Scott said to her, "Oh, I think you guys are gonna get over this," and that's another reason why she feels like maybe it's a storyline.
it's just because it's like everything that happened with their relationship last year, like you would think you guys would be doing some kind of like counseling, some kind of, date night, like the same thing that Drew and her husband did. Like we're just trying to rekindle, but it's like, no, we're back.
Not Drew and her husband. You bringing that up as an
I'm
example?
just you know the after the season when the marriage is a little rocky, oh let's do a little date night or something. They haven't had a date night. The only time that they've been together is at work. I mean, are they even really still together, or is this just for show? Because now they have a private practice, and maybe it's not bringing in the money that they thought they were going to bring in.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm thinking. And I'm sorry, I thought the costume was hilarious. I think even if they just wore the outfit and then walked in and made the joke, oh, do you guys need movers? I think that Eugene would have still felt some type of way. But at the end of the day, it's like this has been your guys' storyline for since you guys got on the show. And if we're siding with Toya that you guys are always moving up bigger into better, you wouldn't have taken offense to it.
Yeah.
You would have made it, oh, well, you guys are going to need a bigger U-Haul because that's not going to fit all of our stuff. But the reason why they took offense is because they know that they're not moving just to move and to build bigger and to reinvest or whatever. They're moving because they can't keep up with what's going on. And I also think that it's really funny how Toya builds this big, beautiful house with this 3-story closet, and then Anila builds her big old house, where they talk about they went over budget millions of dollars, ain't sweating it. Oh, now we need a bigger house.
Good point. Tiana, thank you so much for calling in.
All right, you guys have a good day. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye. I highlighted these comments. Designer Doll says, "Come on, if you have a real friend and she goes on YouTube insinuating that your husband is an abuser, it's wrong. This could ruin Dr. Scott's reputation and livelihood." Very good point. But don't you think what played out on the show also could ruin his reputation? But he signed up for the show. He signed up for the show, and we saw even if she didn't say it, even if Dr. Heavenly didn't say it on her YouTube channel, people were already saying it during our recaps and saying it on social media about Dr. Scott's behavior. But now he doesn't have to worry about his job because he has his own practice. And some people don't watch Married to Medicine. Ms. Brooks says, now, just my opinion, I believe Contessa likes playing victim and receiving all of the old Contessa. Oh, maybe. All right. All right. Caribbean Gal says, Carl, you're onto something because her practice doesn't accept health insurance. The plot thickens. All right. All right. Let me say thank you, Florida Girl. Thank you for the super chat. She says, Toya and Eugene, aka Keeping Up with the Joneses, and literally on the run. I thought that was hilarious. On the run as Beyonce and Jay-Z. Left their other $1 million home. Do you guys believe that she made $1 million off the sale of that home? Let's talk about it. All right. Let me get to some more callers. All right. Miss Beverly's backstage. We're going to bring her up. What's going on, Miss Beverly?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm off from work, so I'm great. I'm calling about Heavenly. Even on Heavenly's YouTube channel, a lot of stuff I just really can't believe. I don't believe because an example was just last night. She said what she said to Anila, and I thought that she was telling Anila the name of the woman that Quad was supposed to be dealing with husband. That's what I thought she was doing. I'm not
Oh.
sure. But even with that, she just said it last night. And then when the producer said something to her, she said, "Y'all lying. I didn't say that." So I'm thinking maybe Heavenly just talks without thinking. And she's not, a lot of times she may not realize what she's saying. She's just talking to be talking. She's one of those people that cannot keep her mouth shut, except for when it comes to her own business. And I think Simone might have said it. She talks about everybody else to deflect from her herself and what she has going on.
Do you guys really believe that there's something going on with her and Damon
I
Daddy?
kind of think I won't come right out and say he's cheating, but something is going on, and I really don't think Mariah was just pulling something out just to be saying it. I really don't think so. And I really, really, really think that is a big part of why Heavenly cannot stand Mariah, because Heavenly may know herself. And she's probably going after everybody else to keep people away from her. Because if you're the one that's the loudest and telling everybody else business, people are going to listen to what you're saying, and they're not thinking about trying to dig in your business. So, Heavenly is a piece of work, but she's funny though. I just can't stand that cackling. And people probably said the same about my laugh. Listen at her. But I don't know. Heavenly, we just have to sit back and wait. But I'm just waiting to see what Quad does with the information that was aired last night, to see if they're still going to be friends after she sees what was said.
Yeah. Oof. All right, Miss
So
Beverly.
that's all I had to say. You all
Thank you so
have a
much.
wonderful Monday.
You too.
Okay.
Miss Beverly, you got that little bit of a cackle too.
That's what I said. People probably can't stand my laughter either, but I don't
We
care.
love it. We love it. All right. Thank you so much for calling in.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. I like the cackle. Just saying. All right. Kari's up next. What's going on, Kari?
Hey, Kempire. How is everybody doing?
Very good. You?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I wrote something else down so I can be fast this time, and I proofread it for no
Okay. No cuss.
no words. It's no cuss words. You ain't gonna have to hang up on me. Okay, hurt my feelings like that. All right. So, Contessa, babe, I love you. But if you wanted to make Heavenly your storyline, then you probably needed to make Scott disappear from my camera. Because every time I see him, I want to drag him and throw him some Rogaine. Until y'all show us how y'all repaired the cracks we saw last season, it's gonna keep giving plastic. Fake and phony. I think Heavenly truly doesn't know what a friend is or does, because you crying because your feelings hurt, but you don't understand that you hurt Contessa's feelings. Like, you don't understand you crossed the line and you keep crossing it, and that's what it's about. It's about you crossing a line. It's about you talking about her relationship on camera. That's why she's dragging you on camera. You're a dentist, but that ain't grasp in your head. That's confusing to me. Quad getting bit by the snake she was trying to protect is exactly what she gets. Stop defending everybody for a piece of TV time. Karen, these Black men have established a level of respect and kinship upon each other, and you playing along with your wife and her 9th grade antics instead of encouraging her to learn how to be a parent is a problem. You are comfortable with disrespecting these Black men in a way that they aren't comfortable with disrespecting each other. That's an issue for me. That's why I don't like you. Anila said it best. Her and Toya are not friends, so it wasn't a joke, but a dig. And you joining in was a dig at Eugene. Of course, I'm going to be insulted by an insult. That man didn't do anything to you or your wife, so you should have left that between the women. Anelia likes Heavenly because they got the same soul. It's no wonder y'all can't raise y'all kids, because y'all ain't fully raised yourself. And that's that.
All right, Kari. Thank you so much for the read.
No problem. You guys have a good night.
You too. A mess. A mess. Oh, okay. Let me just see what you guys are saying. Okay. All right, guys, we're almost at 500 likes. Once we get to 500 likes, I'll drop the call-in link, but we do have over 1,300 people watching. So be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. Speaking of supporting the channel, don't forget, we also have launched our Kempire Black Label merch available at houseofkempire.com. Be sure to check that out before we stop supplying it, because by the end of this month, we'll be done with our Black Label merch. Okay? All right. And let's get into this. I'm going to bring up Miss Brooklyn next. What's going on, Miss Brooklyn?
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much.
So I wrote my stuff down, and this is going to be, I gotta say bye because this is going to be a while before I see you guys again. I'm going on vacation. Be gone for 2 weeks.
Oh, enjoy.
Thanks. So Anila, that whole thing with her, it shows that she did nothing while the nanny did everything. And while I don't have a problem with people having nannies, the fact that you can't connect with your own children, don't know how to get them to school on time or do anything like that, shows that you kind of threw your hands up at parenting and just let the nanny do it all. And that's not being a parent. And that showed on that. Heavenly saying that it was Mariah who told her that Quad was cheating. I mean, that Quad was messing around with married men. I don't believe it at all, because Heavenly doesn't like Mariah. Quad doesn't like Mariah. If it was Mariah who was saying it, Heavenly would have ran straight back to Quad and told Quad that Mariah was saying all of that. So all of that was a bunch of mess. And on top of that, Heavenly showed exactly who she is last night. She makes an apology, just like Simone and Toya had said. She makes an apology and then she turns around and does the same thing over and over again. She apologized to Quad and said, I'm sorry, I don't believe that you're really cheating around with married men, this, that, and the other. Then turned around the next day and sat down with Anila, who's just like her and wants to carry a bone, and said, oh no, well, you know, this girl, she's the one who's spreading it around. If you're a friend and you hear a horrible rumor like that, you don't carry that rumor around. You go back to your friend and say, hey, so-and-so is out here saying that you messing around with married men. You need to straighten that up, clean that up, take care of it, address it, whatever it is you want to do. But you don't continue to carry the bone for screen time and clout. And that's what she's doing. So we'll see how Quad takes care of that at the reunion, because she said she wasn't going to go for it anymore. Eugene and Karen. I will admit that when I first saw the whole costume and everything, yes, it was funny. And all the other guys thought it was funny. The difference became that the other guys saw that Eugene was upset and Eugene didn't take it as a joke and that it was funny. And they immediately backed down and said, yo, I thought it was funny, but then I saw how you felt and I'm sorry about that. Karen doubled down. You don't double down on a friend like that. If you do a joke and your friend says that hurts my feeling, you apologize. He was like, yeah, I'm sorry it, hurt your feelings, but hey, it was pretty funny. You don't do that. And that just shows that you aren't friends. And it kind of puts that out there to the show. The other thing with Eugene and Toya, I wonder how much they would be doing, or Toya would be doing what she's doing if it wasn't for the show. Because I get the impression that they were not living this lifestyle before the show, but they're looking at how all the other doctors' lifestyles are living, because it seems like everybody from the beginning, including when Mariah was on the show, was living a higher lifestyle than they were. And she's trying to keep up with the lifestyle that she sees everybody else living, not understanding that her doctor husband is not in that same class, making that same type of money and pulling that same kind, that kind of paper in that the others are pulling in. So her trying to keep up with that lifestyle is not conducive to what he's doing. You want that lifestyle, you need to be pulling in some money with that. I'll try and dial in from Bali if I can catch y'all, but it'll be about 2 weeks before I see you guys again. Take care, be safe, be blessed.
You too. Enjoy your trip. Wow, I want to go to Bali. Okay, let me focus. All right, we have quite a few people backstage, guys. And we just hit our goal of 500 likes. We have already over 1,300 people. Let's get to 700 likes as well. I'm going to drop the calling link in just 750, the movers. 750, and I'll drop the call link in just a second. Nia, I'm going to bring you up next. A mess. What's going on, Nia?
Hey, so I'm going to play devil's advocate because, as far as Heavenly, I don't get what the big whoopla is because Heavenly has shown herself and who she is so many times that if you don't see that, that's on you to me. I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
People keep her around as a friend is because they know when it comes time to go to war, Heavenly's going to go to war. So they keep her around to use her as a defense. And y'all know when Heavenly starts speaking, she starts talking. For example, her and Quad became friends, and all of a sudden, Heavenly, because Heavenly and Mariah were friends at first, then was taking Quad's battle and fighting it for her against Mariah. If we all notice that, we have to notice that. So to say that, I don't want to say, I don't think there's anything wrong with her and Dr. Damon's relationship. I don't think that. I find that very hard to believe. If something does happen, I'll be shocked. Not everybody's relationship is perfect, but I also feel like Heavenly is that type of woman to please her man at any means. So I think she'll do what she have to do in order for them to be okay. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So everybody knows who Heavenly is. You can only trust somebody to be themselves. As far as the little prank with the movers truck, I'm going to be honest, I think that is funny. And I do think Eugene has misplaced anger. Because I'm going to be honest, Toy wasn't mad until she saw that basically Eugene was mad. And then she switched up. You understand what I'm saying? But we're going to be honest. Every time they're moving, and it's not like they move into another house, they move into a rental home. Then they say they're building. Then she says the house is not big enough for her. According to Heavenly, even though Heavenly talks a lot of mess, she says that they do make money. Okay, that's cool. But for most loans, they're 30 years, right? And you mean to tell me at 40 years old, where you're going to be retiring at 60, you're going to start a whole new mortgage just to get a house with a tennis court? Toy don't even look like she exercised, if we're going to be honest. So what do you need a tennis court for? That doesn't make Kempire. Let's be real. She wants to keep up with the Joneses. She wants to look like she
made it
has
seem like
this.
she liked tennis last season. I'm just,
Oh, and she also wrote Bible notes in the foundation of the house and called her forever home. So as far as I'm concerned, Toya, she's not really like, she's just like, oh, I want to do this because everybody else is doing it. And it's just not the whole thing. And even I noticed that Eugene had misplaced anger because when Karen said, I thought it was funnier than an MF, he was like, oh, well, don't call me an MF again. And he wasn't calling him that. You understand what I'm saying? So he was taking out his anger on him. And I don't want it to make it seem like he can't make a joke with him because he isn't Black. Because at the end of the day, they should all be able to make jokes at the end of the day, because it is true. They move all the time. I have never met somebody that moves like that unless you're running from the police or the feds. So, and one more thing before we end. I work at a permits office, so I know how when we work with these companies, whenever they're doing work on houses, they do put liens on them. So Toya has all those liens on them because she's getting all this work done, because they put liens on your house until the work is done. So if she does not handle out the payment, yeah, those 7 loans could be in debt, but they can easily be taken off as quickly as they were put on. So that's another thing to know.
Okay. Nia, thank you so much.
No problem. You have a nice day.
You too. Bye. Wow. Y'all be knowing. Y'all be knowing. Guy, thank you so much for the super chat. Guy says, hi, Kempire. I discovered your videos about a month ago and I am addicted. Oh, thank you for all the hard work that you do. We appreciate you. Thank you, Guy. I appreciate that. Tammy says this. Tammy says the ish was funny. He was mad he was just mad because he was called out on what everybody else thinks. He don't get mad when Heavenly calls them broke and couldn't afford the last towels. I think he was mad, but you know, it's a woman, so he's not gonna, show the anger towards her. But I thought it was funny. Okay. Mo Reality, I'm gonna bring you up next. What's going on, Mo Reality?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Okay. Oh my God, it's been such a long time. But I am calling in from Nashville, Tennessee. I didn't want to forget to do that. And yeah, so I'm gonna apologize in advance. I don't want to derail your live too much, but I am a little bit. when I would call in, it was usually on Sundays for Love and Marriage Huntsville. And I was pregnant, and you asked for an update.
Yes.
So actually, let me do this. Yeah,
Oh wait, hold on.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I should have.
Okay, beautiful.
But my pregnancy was very challenging, and I discovered your channel during my pregnancy, and it was a source for me for a distraction, and then it became like an addiction, like the comment said, and just a place where, I looked forward to watching you because it did bring me a lot of joy. Because, like I said, I had a very challenging pregnancy. And some years back, my son passed away. He was 3 months. And so that was part of why this pregnancy was a bit of an emotional roller coaster for me. And yeah, so on June 3rd, I was hit by a car. And right. And yeah, I was 33 weeks at the time and was in the hospital for about 3 days and looking to get discharged, but my son stopped moving. And so I had to be, rushed to deliver, and he came out. He was 3 pounds, and it was a surprise gender, so I didn't really know what it was going to be. So to learn that it was a boy was amazing, and we were in the hospital for a little over a month. And again, I came back to your channel, and it offered the same thing. It got me through a lot of those days. And I just want to say thank you, because we really don't know how we're impacting people in life, and so yes, I just wanted to share that. And
how about wait a second, we're gonna see the baby. Hold on. She is giving us permission to see the baby. Hold on.
Yes, this is insane. Oh, can you see it?
You didn't know Kempire? I'm joking.
You know what? I went to the website and I ordered it, did not come. But I just saw that you had newborn t-shirts, and I wanted to, come on with that, but I didn't want to wait too much longer anyway. So
oh my God, you've been through so much. Congratulations. And he's beautiful.
Thank you. He was 3 pounds, and we are now looking to be about 10 pounds. And yeah, the 25th was his original due date of July, but we are so grateful, and I'm so happy to have him. I'm thankful for, your channel and all that you do, because like I said, we don't know how we're impacting people. And I've never been this involved in YouTube on a channel. And I've been on YouTube. I've been watching YouTube for many, many years, but I just love you, and I love your channel, and thank you. And, keep doing what you do. I'll call Ian, another time to be on topic, but I just wanted to share that.
Derailed. I was like, what's happening? You never know. Well, thank you so much for doing that and saying, you guys say the sweetest things, but that story, because I was like, where's this going? Please tell me the baby's right next to you. Please tell me the baby's right next to you.
Yeah.
That is a miracle. Congratulations. And thank you so much for being such a supportive, watcher and subscriber of the channel. Thank you.
Absolutely. Have a blessed day, everybody. And music Kempire.
Bye. Oh my God, that baby's so cute. Oh my God. See, I get a lot of messages like that. That's why I really try not to focus on the 1 or 2 people that, that are negative, but so many beautiful messages. That's why sometimes I have to censor myself, because I'm like, I didn't realize a lot of kids were watching. I didn't know. That was beautiful. A medical miracle. A medical miracle. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Mo Reality. That was beautiful. Y'all got me crying up on here. I'm tough. Okay. Oh, wow. All right, Nia, thank you so much for the super chat. Nia says liens are put on houses until the work is due to stop people from not paying the bill, not after. Many companies do it. Yeah, didn't we see that with Jennifer Aiden and her home as well? So thank you, Nia, for that. Like, I'm always learning stuff here too. Wow, that was beautiful. But all right, I'm not crying. You are. Okay. Let me drop the call-in link. I'm feeling generous right now. Hold on. Let me drop the call-in link so you guys can call in. All right. April says, I'm crying. All right. Lisa says, real men cry. Well, I cry all the time. Cancer rising. All right. Let's get to these other callers. In my opinion's backstage. I'm going to bring her up. What's going on in my opinion?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
Oh, well, how are you?
You know, I'm blessed by the best. Let me tell you. Wait, hold on, baby. Hold on. Let me tell you, Kempire. Okay, first, let me say congratulations to Mo Reality. That is a blessing. Children are amazing. Trust me, I got 5 boys and 1 girl.
Oh my God, I didn't realize that's how many you had.
Yeah, they all range from 23 to my twins are 6.
Oh my God.
So, let me tell you, Kempire. Okay, so I'm going to have the unbiased opinion here. Let me tell you something. First of all, house loans can be whatever you put them at. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have a 31, you can have a 15-year one.
Yeah.
You know, you can put your house loan at whatever you want to put it on. So let me tell you something. I'm not finna count what Centoria and Eugene pocket because it ain't in my pocket. And I'm not finna say what mistakes they making and what, because I don't know what they got in their account. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping that they went through this where they had to bankrupt themselves and get back on track, that they're not going to go in that same boat again. I'm just praying that they're counting their money the way they should be and be doing it respectfully. Because that first season, seeing them in so much debt and them going through bankruptcy and having to rebuild, I'm praying that they're not putting themselves back in that boat again. I'm just praying for them, you know. Not going to count nobody's pockets. What you do with your money is what you do with your money. How you live, how you decide to spend your money is your money. The same thing I'm going to say about Dr. Contessa marriage. Her marriage is her marriage. Everybody has ups. If you've been married long term, you're going to have ups and downs. I do agree to some extent that Heavenly probably do have some issues. We all know. We saw her in there with Dr. Jackie saying she, wasn't giving them none. That could be a big issue for a man. You see what I'm saying? And let me tell you something. She was talking about something, she was giving him some head. Let me tell you something. She don't look like she got them, you know what I'm talking about, lips to be doing that. So just gonna say that. But looks can be deceiving. I don't know what she doing in her bedroom. I'm just gonna leave that be. But I'm just saying, you keep on digging around everybody else's backyard. Don't be surprised when somebody comes scratch up yours. You see what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be careful. This world go around in a circle. I'm telling you. That karma is bad. And let me tell you something. Carrie, I don't have a respect for a man that can't admit that, hey, okay, yeah, I was trying to be funny. But if it hurts you, I'm sorry. You see what I'm saying? Like, he kept trying to make it an issue that, hey, it was funny. Yeah, it was funny. Everybody agreed that it was funny. But when you see that these guys are not petty like the girls, like these men hold themselves to a higher standard. Like, we're not going to stoop as low as these wives. We can get together, we can kick it, we can drink some beers, and not be in the mess. That's what men's supposed to be. I don't want to be married to no messy man. Okay? I could be messy all by myself, although I'm not. But I'm just saying, I don't want to be married to no messy man. Because this is the thing. Had Eugene done that to anybody else, then it would have been an issue. All I'm saying is, be careful what you do to somebody else. Because let me tell you something. Anila, baby, you got so much stuff that people could just dig digs at you about. You need to stop. Because let me tell you something. If you can't handle 2 kids by yourself, let me tell you something. It's parents out here have to do it as single mamas with 3 and 4. You can't handle 2 kids and you got a husband and money. Baby, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should get your butt whooped. Okay? Let me tell you something. There's moms that get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to make sure their kids got breakfast, their clothes out, before they wake their kids up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Get it done. Get their kids in the car, have them ready at school 30 minutes before the school bell rings. So, baby, I ain't got no sympathy for you. Because, baby, let me tell you something. My mama worked, okay? She worked and got us off to school. My daddy worked and got us off to school. I ain't have not issue with, oh, I can't handle this and crying and talking about something. I need some help. They ain't had nobody to help. They did what they supposed to do. You do what you supposed to do. You get you a chart up there. You got you a snack time. You got you a homework time, bedtime, food time. Baby, you better do it.
right. All right. In
All
my
right,
opinion.
Kempire, I love you.
Thank you so much for calling in. Bye. All right. We're going to take some more callers. We have quite a few people backstage. Again, guys, we got to be brief because we've already been on over an hour and 15 minutes. Let's get through the rest of these callers. Again, callers, be mindful, no profanity, directly to the point. Let's not go through the entire episode, and be mindful there are people waiting. All right. Fierce Trekker, I'm going to bring you up next. Hold on. What's going on, Fierce?
Hi, I was just calling to say that I only started watching Married to Medicine because you recently suggested it in one of your recaps of Real Housewives of Atlanta, and you were absolutely right. This show takes the cake. I mean, it is such a great show. It gives you everything you want from like a reality show. It just, I don't, there's just really no reason to watch Real Housewives of Atlanta at this point. Like this is a great show. And I watched like the first season up until like two women were like getting in a fight by the pool. And then it was like, oh, okay, that's way too much for me. So I haven't watched it in all these years. So most of these people look familiar, but some of them look new. And I'm all the way here for it now.
Okay, Fierce
So
Trekker.
just, yeah, thanks for the recommendation. That's it.
Of course. Thank you so much for calling in. I love that. All right. Shantae's backstage. Okay, look, we have a long line. Let me see who's backstage. Shantae's backstage. Shantae, did you just drop out? Look, did you just drop out, Shantae? Okay. The movers. I'm gonna bring you up next. Oh, wait, before I bring up the movers, let me just say thank you. We got a couple of super chats. So let me just say thank you. Miss Nikki, thank you for the super chat. And Miss Nikki says, like I said earlier, you are a sunshine on a cloudy day, Kempire. You bring a lot of joy in our households. Sending much love your way. Thank you, Miss Nikki. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you. Stop making me trying to cry on this. Y'all, I'm supposed to make y'all cry, not me. All right. Thank you so much for the super chat as well. We appreciate you. D. Renee, thank you for the super chat. She says, next year, Toya and Eugene can come as Miss Gomez and some pinto beans. It's not that serious. Learn to laugh. You got a point. It's not like they haven't been playing this stuff out on their show. All right. Sylvia, thank you so much for the super chat. Sylvia says, my guess is that Toya and Eugene got a variable rate mortgage. Rates went up and they realized they couldn't afford the payment. Oh, that's happened. I've seen that. Well, not that I couldn't afford the payment, where the rates go up, your mortgage goes up, and you're like, what the hell? Oh, so now they are renting. I doubt the house will ever get built. Oh my God. Hold on. Sass says, Kempire, I DM'd you. Are you reviewing Uncoupled? Is that a show or a movie? Isn't that something on Netflix? Isn't what's his name from The Cosby Show? His son's in it. Yeah, Uncoupled on Netflix. I haven't gotten into it, y'all. I hope I'm able to get a moment to get into it. I'll try. All right, let me bring up the movers. You're the movers? Where are? Oh, you're. I don't want to tell you where you are, but you're not at home.
No,
Oh.
I'm at our family house. This is our family's home. Yeah, but yeah, I'm not in
Pool.
Not home.
Oh.
But I'm still in the States for now until 2 weeks. I leave.
Oh, everybody's just leaving us.
Yeah.
Anyways, go ahead.
Okay. Now that I've wiped my tears away, I had my little eye patches on, trying to make my little keep my crow's feet from growing in. And Paula called in with a beautiful baby and had me crying. Goodness, that was beautiful though. I really do appreciate her sharing that story, because when she was like, I'm going to derail, I was like, derail from what, girl? We talking about Married to Medicine, but it was way worth it. Okay, so I'm going to start a petition that Kari goes last. Kari goes last, and in my opinion, goes before Kari, because there's no way in the world that no one can come behind them.
I do a chronological order. Whoever calls in first.
Well, I'm gonna start blocking them from being able to call in so they can be last, because they need to be last. Okay, so back to my statement earlier. I do believe the nanny probably left now that they've started the show, because this is only their second season. The nanny probably left because now it's too much. She was already probably doing everything based on what we see with Anila. She was probably doing even more now, because Anila's probably like, oh, well, I have to do this for sure. I have to do this for sure. I have to do this. And so I think she probably left because of that, but we'll never know. And the poor baby will never get his pinto beans. So we don't know. But I think the previous caller with the super chat about the suggestion of them coming back as pinto beans and the nanny, that would be hilarious if they came back as that.
That would be funny.
Okay, so I think Now I took notes. So now I got to go out of order since we're talking about them. I feel like Eugene was embarrassed because he was the butt of the joke this time. Embarrassed about them costumes that Toya made them wear, because that wasn't hitting on nothing. It didn't do anything. And then Heavenly's hyena cackle. Hasn't Heavenly been worn before? I can't stand you. I hope that little snippet breaks sometimes. But hasn't Heavenly been warned before about her mouth and always thinking that an apology was going to clean up? I feel like we've touched on this before, not we as this community, but I feel like they touched on that on the show a few seasons before about how she thinks it's okay to just say whatever she wants to and then come back with apology and everything will be fine. No, that's not what people do. And I know we like to cite our sources here. There's another YouTuber, Funky Doniva, who we know is friends with Heavenly. He said in his recap last week that he knew for a fact that Heavenly didn't like that. And he also warned Heavenly not to continue on talking about her castmates on the show. And he even said that whatever they do is warrant because Heavenly is wrong. I think that, but for some reason, Heavenly is enjoying this YouTube attention because she quick to say, y'all know, I don't know this YouTube. I don't know this YouTube, but she stays on there. She stays on there for hours. And so she's enjoying that YouTube. I think it's the single attention because it's all on her right now. The attention is on her. She's talking about everyone else, which still derails and deflects from whatever it is she has going on. Not that anyone's marriage is perfect, and I don't wish that she and Dr. Damon Daddy have anything going on bad, but it does give her the opportunity to stay away from whatever it could be, whether it's sexual piece or anything else. She's something about that attention is keeping her there as opposed to valuing her friendship, which we know she really doesn't know how to do anyway, but it's something that's keeping her there. Right. The movers was funny. I do agree with Kari. She gave me a different perspective to look at it. I do agree, and someone else said it too. The fact, yes, it was funny, but once you see your friend is hurt, you kind of like, hey man, my bad. It was just a joke. Oh, that's good. I can see that. It's never going to happen because I don't think enough of us can understand or tolerate the cackling. So
all right, I gotta go. Thank you for calling in. Bye. Oh my God, that makes me laugh every time. I was not prepared for it last week, and I was like, "What is happening?" Okay, let's get to these calls. We have Princess Gabby backstage. We have All the Smoke, who I think I know who that is. Angel Eyes. We have Ebony. We have Melanie. We have Jennifer. We have Shantae. We have MH. We have Joanna, and we have April Too Short. I'm going to bring Shantae up because she was up here before. So let me just see if we can hear her now. Shantae, are you there?
Hey, Kempire, I'm here.
What's going on?
Hey. So y'all don't... I thought Dr. Damon Daddy was cute with his white tee and fresh haircut. I never looked at him like he was cute, but I don't know. I was like, oh my God, he looks so cute sitting there listening.
You better watch out. Dr. Heavenly gonna come get you.
He can come on. I don't want him. I'm just saying. Because he like the last husband we would look at. I was like, oh my God, he's sitting there listening to it. Because if I was him, I'd be like, Heavenly, cut the you start mess everywhere you go. But he was actually listening, giving good advice. And I was like, look at him. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say. And also the caller that called with her son, congratulations. And, babies are a blessing, but you never know how your miracle is going to come. And Kempire, keep doing what you're doing because you affect all of us in different ways, not to put pressure on you, But, you brighten all of our days in some kind of way. You do brighten our days, so... Yeah.
Thank you, Shantae. I appreciate that.
Yeah, love you. Talk to you later.
Take care. Bye. I really do. I can't tell you the amount of sweet messages that I receive on multiple platforms from all the support that you guys have given me here on this channel. Thank you. I can't say thank you enough to everyone that supports everything that we do here. Thank you. All right. Let me get to this. We have a long line. Princess Gabby's backstage. Let me get to Princess Gabby. What's going on, Princess Gabby?
Hello, my dear. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you. Okay.
let's go in the Wayback Machine. There was I don't know if it was their first season or second season, that Toya and Eugene basically said that they're the first in their family to go to college, to get an advanced degree. And they both grew up with nothing. So they don't have money management skills, right? And we thought or assumed that when they went through their first bankruptcy, because I see another one coming, when they went through their first one, you cut it out. I'm trying to be serious. When they went through their first one, that they would have said, okay, look, we can't go through that again. We have children. We don't want us to be the first and the last. We want to build generational wealth. They have access to people who do have generational wealth. And it doesn't seem like, based on what they show on the show, that they're tapping into those people to get some information. What should we do? We're new to this. So I think that, coupled with the fact that some people, unfortunately, it's in our community, but some people that grew up with nothing want to show their wealth, air quote wealth, conspicuous consumption. And unfortunately, that's not a good thing for them, because they still haven't learned from their previous mistakes. It's like an obese person getting a gastric bypass, but not changing their way of eating. So you're going to be big again. You're going to be obese again. That's unfortunate. I wish they would set a better example for their kids. And it's not fair to the kids to keep moving around. I don't see this ending well for them, and that's sad. The Karen and Eugene thing, yeah, it was funny. And yeah, if somebody's your friend and they say, dude, you hurt my feelings when you did that, then yeah, you apologize. Why are we assuming that they're friends? They're not friends. They're co-workers. That's it. I mean, and it's okay for people not to like each other. It seems like sometimes on these shows, people are like, oh my God, they don't like each other. So what? I don't like, who likes everyone that they meet? Nobody.
I mean.
So, right. I know I don't. So my thing is, there's a way to be respectful about it, whatever. And I don't really think, and I know a lot of people view it this way, I don't think it's a color thing. I think it's more like, you're doing too much, Eugene. I'm making fun of you because you're doing too much and you don't like it, but you should acknowledge that you're doing too much. Was it nice? Maybe not. Was it funny? I think it was. However, he should not step too far into the issue that his wife has with Eugene's wife, because that's between them. And that's when men will, go head to head, because I'm not going to let you disrespect my wife. And that's not good. But otherwise, Heavenly, she's a whole nother animal. I don't know why she does what she does. I don't know what sign she is. I'm curious to know what sign she is.
Scorpio.
Oh, never mind. And then I understand it all now. Scorpios, I understand. No, I'm being serious. Scorpios, if once you cross them, they will go to the ends of the earth to get you back and let you know you messed with the wrong person, for sure. Because one of my best friends was Scorpio, and I've watched him do it, and I'm like, ooh, that's scary. Don't want to get on your bad side. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. But anyway, that was that. The reunion is going to be sick. Yeah. I'm sure of it. It's going to be amazing. Contessa, there's something else going on. I don't know if they're having money issues or what, but that no insurance at their doctor's office, like, that's weird to me, but whatever. I'm not a doctor, but yeah, I don't want any family to break up, obviously, but yeah, something's not right with them. But that's it.
All right, Princess
Thank
Grabby,
you so
thanks for calling in.
much.
Take care.
Talk to you soon. Alrighty, bye-bye.
All right. The Scorpios are out. I was raised by two Scorpios, so I'm not saying, and one of my bestest friends is a Scorpio. So would I date a Scorpio? Okay. All right. All the smoke I'm going to bring you. Okay. First of all, we have a long line. We have a long line. I need everyone to be mindful. I know you guys want to have long conversations about this, but I want to be able to get to all of the callers. So please, the most important thing that you want to discuss, please bring up and then hang up. All right. let's move on. All the smoke. I'm going to bring you up next. What's going on, All the Smoke?
What's up, Kempire? Yes, I'm here to bring the mess. So I'm gonna have an unpopular opinion, but I don't care. It's the beginning of the weekend, nobody's gonna sue me. So I just find it hilarious that everyone has a problem with Heavily and how reckless their mouths are, and they are just as reckless with each other on this show. They have gone down in the gutter about each other's marriages. The husbands have gotten involved, including Eugene's, swole self. No offense to Eugene being swole. That's just the salt intake in him, like taking on some of these shifts so he can provide for Toy and his family. But I'm not surprised by Heavenly. And if anything, they should learn from Mariah. You saw how Mariah got into Heavenly's behind about her house. Now Heavenly pressure washed her house every season because she knows it's going to be featured in the first episode of Married to Medicine. So if they really want to get into Heavenly, they could talk about how big her teeth are for a dentist that they can barely fit in her mouth. That's the way you can get into Heavenly. So you have to get in the gutter with her. So I think Contessa has it right. You have to be just as reckless as Heavenly for her to get it. And Quad understands that. That's why Quad is able to be friends with Heavenly, because she's like, I'm going to tell you once, I'm going to tell you twice. The third time I got to tell you, I'm going to get into your behind. And she does. So Heavenly respects her in that aspect because she's not afraid to confront her. And I think the other women are scared of her because Heavenly might speak some truth about their situations. Like, yeah. Toya definitely abuses Eugene behind closed doors. I personally believe that. I believe with the prior caller that they are heading for the IRS for a second time. So that's why they're probably moving, because they don't want them to get that notification or that mail certificate. And and as far as the last thing, as far as Eugene kind of just being mad at Kieran, I'm just looking like, Eugene, you kind of need to be taking that out on Toya, because let's be clear, Toya wears the pants of relationship, and you don't like the fact, especially the fact that you bring in money. If anything, Toya, honestly, I think Toya would be a great event planner. She loves to throw lavish parties. I think that can be a way. It's like you can fund your lifestyle that way, but it should not be all on the back of Dr. Eugene, especially since he doesn't own his own practice yet. And he kind of is an emergency physician. So I think she should definitely, step it up and not rely on her Married to Medicine course, because even Heavily said it, the show may not last forever. So you might want to start your businesses now. And that's all I got.
Okay. Thank you so much for calling in All the Smoke. Wow. Chi-Town Girl says we laughed at the same time. A mess. Oh, see, hold on. And if you're new to the channel, we talk signs. We talk astrological signs. So get used to it, okay? Designer Doll says Cancer and Scorpio is a great match. My best friend and husband are Scorpio and Cancer. Only Scorpio and Cancer match that didn't work was Safari and Erica Mena. Really? I mean, they're two water signs, so it makes complete sense. Woo, woo, woo. To the Scorpios and to the Cancers. I can't. Angel Eyes, I'm going to bring you up next for a quick comment. What's going on, Angel Eyes?
I'm okay, Kempire, and I am so happy to be on again. And I just want to say congratulations to the newborn baby. Congratulations.
Definitely.
And she had me crying over here too. So, but moving right along, I want to start with Dr. Eugene. His whole issue is his wife, and I agree with everybody. It's Toya, and then on top of dealing with Toya, to hear the dates or to hear the revelations that that Dr. Heavenly did on her platform, and then now you come and you get a whole new cast member that comes in and takes another dig at you at the fact that you move a lot. So I all of that, and he did say to her last episode that I'm burnt out, I'm tired. So all of that is and it just all came to a head when he saw that you won, that there was like waving a red flag in front of a bull. And unfortunately, my man was just in the limelight and he got it. But he should have, like everyone said, realized it and moved on. But at the same time, they're not friends, because their wives aren't friends, and after a man is just being a good husband by backing up his wife. His wife wanted to go like this, so I'm gonna go with it, and I find it to be funny, so we're gonna go with it, we're gonna ride with it. And he stood in it. He made that choice. He felt it was funny, and he stood up on And he stood that ground that, hey, I know we may have hurt your feelings. I'm sorry you took it that way. But you cannot admit that sucker was funny. And it was, and he stood in it. It may not have been a popular thing amongst the guys, but yeah, we did need to bring up some stuff because, exactly like someone said earlier, the guys have been messy. They have not been as messy, but they've been messy. Not only that, let's talk about some one husband that went on Twitter or, a while back and dragged Dr. Heavenly and called out her name and talk at her. But no, he did something and it just so happens that you was at that point and that there was just a straw that broke your back. Sorry, but it was funny moving right along. Dr. Heavenly, I love her. I don't care what no one says. I love her. It's about a target. Yes, it is, and she has good aim. So I will suggest that if Contessa is going to continue making Dr. Heavenly her storyline, you better come ready, like Dr. Heavenly said on her live afterwards. Don't start with me. I know you're dirt. I can't beat you physically, but I will fight you with my words. And when I do, don't come for me because you have already made it that we're not friends. So hey, no holds bar. No holds bar. So this season is gonna be good. I'm here with my popcorn all the way in the Bahamas, and I'm eating it all up.
Oh, Angel Eyes, we appreciate you calling in all the way from the Bahamas. Have a great rest of your evening.
Yes, the same to you, Kempire.
Bye-bye. All right, someone just told me I need to take a look at Quad's tweet. Hold on. Are we still live? Yes, we are. If you're just joining us, this is our weekly recap of Married to Medicine. Tomorrow, we will be doing our Tuesday takeover. There we go. Tuesday takeover, where we talk about a variety of reality TV news, and of course, pop culture news as well. So stay tuned for that. I'm probably going to be talking about Neo again tomorrow. Just saying. So you guys can have an opportunity to call in and weigh in on some of the videos that I did on Neo and this whole situation. Let me see if I can find Quad's tweet. Hold on. What's Quad's Twitter? Is it Quad Web? What is it? Someone tell me what's Quad's Twitter? Let me know. Let me just see what you guys are saying in the chat. Thank you so much, Mickey, for the super chat. Mickey says Toya needs to stop keeping up with the Joneses and worry about taking care of Eugene. He said on camera, he's burnt out and she's busy cutting flowers. Okay. Absolutely, Quad. Thank you so much, Kari. Okay, let me just go back. I know I can't remember everyone because I don't follow all these ladies. Absolutely. Hold on. There she goes. There she goes. What did she say? You never know what's being said about you in others. Oh, I did see this tweet. So Quad took to her social media. Let me see if I can show this to you guys. Hold on. And then we will get to our last callers. I apologize, callers. I know you've been waiting for a very long time to share your thoughts. Again, everyone be very mindful and quick so everyone can share their thoughts. Okay, so this is what her last tweet was. You never know what's being said about you in other scenes. Watching the episodes definitely offers clarity. Time for me to clear them. Hashtag married to med. Hashtag married to medicine. I did see this tweet earlier, and it's going to be an interesting reunion. All right, let me get out of here. Let me bring up everyone else. Okay, Ebony, I'm going to bring you up next. What's going on, Ebony?
Hi, Kempire. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. I'll be brief. So in regards to Quad, that's so funny that you brought her tweet up. In the scene between Heavenly and Anila, it made me think to when it came out that allegedly Quad was seeing Mariah's sister Lake's husband. And there's a police report, and they did fight. Like, they scrapped over this man. So I'm actually hoping, I know this is going to sound weird, I'm hoping that the woman's name that Heavenly told to Anila, I'm hoping it's Lake. Because otherwise, if that's another married woman who, his husband allegedly Quad slept with, then we have a pattern. We have both a problem and we have a pattern. Then we would have an additional side. We would have coleslaw, and then we would have like French fries or pickle or something. So I'm just hoping that it is the same man, same married man, which would allegedly be Mariah Huck's sister, Lake. And yeah, other than that, I was just also going to say that for Heavenly, I think she is super comfortable just airing everyone out on her YouTube channel because she feels like verbally she can kind of spat with everyone. I always felt like Mariah Huck was Dr. Heavenly's challenge. Verbally, she could always kind of read her. That's why Dr. Heavenly would just pivot to Yo Mama, because she really didn't have a quick wit to come back to Mariah Huck. And everyone has spoken a lot on Dr. Eugene's and Anila, so I will just leave that to bed so that everyone else can comment. Thanks, Kempire.
Thank you, Ebony. Have a great rest of your evening. Oops, sorry. Melanie's backstage. We have Melanie, we have Jennifer, we have MH, and we have Joanna, and we have April. That will be it. Again, everyone, be mindful of the time. I'd like to get to everyone, so please let me know your thoughts. The most pressing point of this episode of Married to Medicine, please let us know, okay? All right. Happy Joy says, Kempire, has Bravo Andy called you about hosting the reunions as yet? No, because he wants that job. Even though he doesn't produce the show. Don't get me started. Happy Joy. All right. Melanie, I'm going to bring you up next. What's going on, Melanie?
Hi, Kempire. I'm gonna make this quick because I have to go to dinner. What I think most pressing is that Heavenly doesn't really have any social cues. So I think it goes to show that she doesn't really view them as really like her friends. But as far as her talking about them on her YouTube, even though she's reviewing the show, it's gonna be hard. You can't talk about your coworkers and think it's all gonna be fine and dandy. But she doesn't really kind of know how to be a friend because her mama locked her up like Anne Frank. So in her formative years, she didn't, and she said it on the show, her mama did not let her go outside. So she didn't know, she doesn't know how to go along to get along when it comes to being friends. Also, Heavenly was repeating what Mariah said years ago. So this isn't anything new, like Quiet is messing with a married man now. This is just what Mariah said a long time ago. And also, when it comes to Dr. Eugene, life has a way of teaching you lessons, and if you don't get it, you're going to continue to repeat it. So, and that comes with finances. So, do not live above your means. But if you didn't grow up with financial literacy, it's going to be hard when you're making all of this money. But if a Chanel bag is worth your husband's health, I guess, do you, girl? Bye.
Thanks, Melanie. All right. Oh, hold on, Miss Jennifer. Again, guys, I didn't like that Anne Frank comment. Let's refrain from comments like that, please. Thank you. This is a perfect example of what I mean about derogatory things like that. Like, I get you trying to be kiki and be funny. Let's not, especially not on my platform. Okay, just saying. All right. Shout out to my moderators, guys. Let's get to 750 likes. Liking the video is an easy and free way of supporting the channel. Let me bring up Jennifer next. Hold on. What's going on, Jennifer?
Hey, Kempire, how are you doing?
Not bad. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Okay, before we start our countdown on the show, I just want to say to Mo Reality, man, tell her blessings upon blessings, like we're praying for her. And I just would like to ask, this is just me. I want to bless her in the bundle. So if she can anyway, either do an Amazon for the baby and give it to you or some kind of way, because I really want to bless her in that bundle of blessing. I'm gonna call him Little Kempire. I know that's not his name, but that's what I'm and I love him. So handsome. And I just have to say that. I really want to bless her. So if she can get in touch with you and give away that we can bless her, I appreciate that.
I believe she's in the Discord. Jennifer, I don't know if you're in the Discord.
I am.
I believe they just said that she joined the Discord, so you can probably find her there.
Okay, I'm gonna find it when we get off. So I just want to say this. I only watch the shows. I think I'm getting too old, Kempire. I think that's what it is. I'm sorry. I really think that I'm getting too old for some of this. And I only watch the shows so I can know what you're talking about when I watch you. You know what I'm, because sometimes I'll have them on and sometimes I put them on mute. Sometimes I just let them play and I'm walking in and out. But I just do it only because I like you and you give me this uplift. I wanted to say, Heavenly, she really doesn't know how to be a true friend. You know, she wants to be. She really wants to be, but she keeps missing the mark, you know? And I think as a grown woman, me myself, I have several times told friends, and all my friends are like 25 years plus. And I don't accept new friends. I make that very clear. I don't need any new friends because it's draining. But I have several times have told friends I need to put this relationship on pause, or I've dissolved some. And I always tell them why. I don't just dump them. I tell them why, you know. And that's one of the things that I really, really do think about heavily. I'm not too sure what's going on. This is more important. Here's the thing. You know, I always say this to you, Kempire. If you want people to respect your marriage, you must respect it, right? If you pay attention, all the seasons Heavenly has been on that show, she has never said anything negative about her marriage, right? But all the rest of those women have. So then when she come back telling your business that you done already told her, then you're mad. And the thing with the joke with Karen and Anila, jokes are always funny until they're about you.
Ooh.
You know, and at that when Toya's husband Eugene told him that it hurt him, he didn't like it. He just doubled down. At that point, as a grown man, he should have said, "Sorry, bro, it wasn't a problem." But I tell you how the joke would have came off better if they would have dressed up as them, went to the party, and then when people say, "Wait, what is this? We dressed up," you know what I'm saying, to move Toya thing. But what they did is they pulled in, laid on the horn to get the entire party to come outside. They wanted to make sure you knew that you were the butt of this joke. And that's where the disrespect kind of rolled over. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They parked all and went on in, and the people were like, "Who are you?" "Oh, we moving Toya and Eugene." You see what I'm saying? Then it would have been funny. Toya didn't have a problem with it until Eugene did a Jada Pickett, you know? And then remember, because she wasn't really bothered by it. She was like, "Really?" And then when she saw Eugene was upset, she did what she was supposed to do as a spouse, you know, take up for your spouse. And then did you see at the same venue, Heavenly said to Jackie was like, "Where's my husband?" She said, "He left with a woman." Remember? It's just like she really just doesn't get it. And the thing is, I don't think that there's a problem with people having nannies or housekeeper. I think the problem comes in as to when you forget you're a parent. It's okay to have the help, but you cannot forget that you were a parent. You see, my mom had help. My parents had help. My mom was a nurse and she had help with us, but she did not forget that she was a parent. So that's kind of like where that goes. And like I said, I think I'm getting old because I'm like,
you know what? Jennifer, we appreciate you calling in.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Take care.
Okay. Bye.
All right. We're going to take these last couple of callers, guys. If you're just joining us, this is our weekly recap of Married to Medicine. We always almost go 2 hours for Married to Medicine. I feel like you guys watch this more than you watch the show. Those ratings aren't rating. Sorry, Married to Medicine. I like it. I'm talking about it. Just saying. Sass says, "I just told my new neighbor, no new friends. Sorry." Damn. Cold-blooded. Ashley, thank you for the super chat. She says, "U-Haul got a free commercial." I mean, what other business is there that does moving? I'm sure that I know there's another one. I can't think of their name, but U-Haul's like the most popular one. They did get a free commercial right there on a show that gets over 1 million views in a week. So, Danielle, thank you so much for the super chat. Danielle says, "The moral of the story is don't tell Heavenly-ish. Anila needs to be less worried about Toya moving and more concerned about being comfortable being a parent." Damn. Y'all are cold-blooded. All right. All right. Let me bring up MH for the next comment. MH, what's going on?
Hey,
How are you?
Kempire. Calling from London, England.
Oh, hey.
Just wanted to say hey. I just want to say one on the movers. I think I feel Dr. Heavenly's been coaching up Anila and told her you need to bring a bit of spice to the show. So I think that's why the husband was like, "You want me to be the most boring motherfucker on the
Okay.
most boring MF on the show," is because he was just trying to bring a bit of humor on the show, and something else to talk about. Otherwise, we would be rehashing Dr. Heavenly's YouTube again, which she's getting free publicity for, like, more than anybody. She's just like, Bravo's putting her up YouTube on Front Street. Like, that's
It's helping their
ridiculous.
show too.
And also, I just wanted to say, like, a lot of people are saying Dr. Heavenly brings the drama. Like, she's been the most. We've had the most messiest stuff on before Dr. Heavenly even came. Remember, Nisa Nicole was going to strip clubs, giving out her business card. Remember that? Remember when Quad told her that she'd came up, brought out her record and said that she'd been accused of battery, and she sliced her with the glass? Like, we've had so much drama on this show that has nothing to do with Heavenly. These women go to the white meat every single time. Let's be honest. The only thing that's different with Dr. Heavenly is she chooses not to talk about her husband in a negative way, and Dr. Damon hasn't embarrassed her so far. Like, Lisa got embarrassed by her husband, Quad got embarrassed by her husband, Dr. Jackie got embarrassed by her husband, all of them, Dr. Simone was embarrassed by her husband. All of these men have embarrassed their wives where they've been on the show. Dr. Damon Daddy hasn't so far. That's the only reason why she's been able to get away with it. Let him embarrass her, then she would have to come on screen and deal with it like every other woman on the show. Until then, Dr. Damon, Dr. Heavenly, and Dr. Damon Daddy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, MH. Oh my goodness. And last but not least, we're going to bring up Joanna next. 1 second. Let me just say thank you. Mickey, thank you for the super chat. Mickey says, Anila should ask Toya for a good pinto bean recipe. Oh my goodness. Don't make me hungry, y'all. Okay. Thank you again, guys, for the super chats, the cash apps, the Venmos, the PayPals. We appreciate you guys supporting the channel any way that you can. And that includes getting your coldest water bottles, getting your coldest whatever. They have a bunch of different things on their website. Be sure to check that out, and be sure to use the discount code KEMP10 for 10% off of your order. All right. Joanna, I'm going to bring you up as the last caller. What's going on, Joanna?
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Still wiping tears from Mo Reality Call and her story and that gorgeous little boy. Oh my God. Such a blessing, such a blessing. And she's so right. You never know whose life you're touching by the smallest thing. You can feel like it's the smallest thing you're doing, but it could be something so big to somebody else. It's crazy. But to the show. Anila don't need to ask Toya for a pinto bean recipe. She needs to ask her how to be a parent. Because Toya doesn't have a nanny and she takes care of those two boys by herself. And she does fine. Like, hearing Anila describe everything she had to do, like it was such a chore and such a burden and it was so much. It's like, what exactly did you think that parents did? Like, if you didn't know that you had to actually cook your kids food and help them with homework and like, what? Like, did you think you just had them to be two little cute little trophies that the nanny was gonna take care of? And then Miss Gomez was like, deuces, and now you stuck. It's crazy. And I get why Dr. Eugene is upset, because it's usually, all right, the women had a little arguments and they had a little tiffs and fallouts, and even like Toya said, me and you can go back and forth, Anila, and that's fine, and we're gonna do what we do. Karen was like, and I'm pretty sure that was his idea. I don't see Anila as being bright and witty enough to come up with that. So I feel like Karen did it. And I feel like Dr. Eugene knows that Karen did it. So it went from being an issue of this is some funny shade that our wives are throwing at each other to now you coming at me personally and I don't like that. He was a little extra because I do think that he's sick of moving. And all of Toya's reindeer games as well.
Moving is stressful.
Extreme, especially for them to every year, literally every single year. So you can't sit down and you keep shuffling these boys from school to school to school. Like, at least this time, I guess she's gonna be moving down the street, she said. So I guess they can stay in the same school districts and stuff. But bruh, he's having to travel back to work a different distance because y'all done moved. Like, girl, she needs to chill out. That was oh no, it wasn't Heavenly.
Oh,
Heavenly is a liar. Like, how can you literally sit up here and gossip back and forth with Anila and then get in front of production after you know you were on camera? I didn't say that. I don't know what y'all talking about. Hey, girl, you did say you was on camera. You forgot you on the show, Dr. Kimes. I don't understand. There's a camera right there, and you have on a mic, ma'am. You said it. You know, we know you said it. Just say I said it. She does not know how to be a friend, and I can't wait. If I was on that show, if I was in her friend group, she would know none of my personal business. First of all, I would understand that she was a coworker, and I would treat her accordingly. And that may be why Contessa is so in her chest about it, is because she actually thought that they were real friends. And that Heavenly wasn't going to air out her business like she did everybody else's. Baby, Heavenly ain't your friend for real. She don't know how to be a friend to nobody but her husband. That's it, for real.
Joanna, thank you so much for calling in.
You're welcome. Go get you something to eat because I'm about to.
Okay, thanks. Bye. Let me say thank you. Anne, thank you so much for the super chat. Anne says, it's rather telling when we say we care about mental health, yet we are having a laugh at Eugene/Toya. It's clear Eugene is not okay. COVID has wreaked havoc on mental health of many medical staffers. Okay. Thank you so much for the super chat. And Brooklyn Star, I was thinking of you when she said it was down the street. I was like, I don't think that's what Brooklyn Star said a couple of weeks ago. She said, no, it's not down the street. It's like 30 minutes away. So they probably will have to change school districts again. That's a lot for kids. That's a lot for kids. Speaking of mental health, like the kids moving, here Designer Doll says, according to a psychological study, moving is one of the most stressful things to go through. And they've moved how many times? And it's not like they're just moving a small home. They're moving out these big homes. That's a lot. And here's the thing. I know people are like, oh, people are too hard on Toya. Toya decides to get on this show every single season to share her life and this consistent story. So we gotta, on some level, we can't be so like holier than thou and say like, oh, y'all too hard on Toya. Toya chose to be on reality TV and share this. Dr. Eugene decided to be on reality TV and share this. If you don't want the criticism, get off of reality TV. Hence why I'm not on reality TV. I don't need to talk about where I'm living and how many times I move. Mind your business. I'm not on reality TV. Y'all decided to make this your storyline every single season. If you really didn't want the criticism or the backlash, you wouldn't have moved again this season. Just saying. Just my own personal thoughts. Thank you to everyone that called in. Congratulations again to Mo Reality on her miracle baby. I thought that was so really, really beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Guys, and if you haven't join our Discord, I see you guys are passing along recipes. I hope you're adding that to our Discord. We have a whole section about food. Guys, if you haven't already, like the video. We have over 1,100 people in the building. Like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting our channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the Kempire Radio YouTube channel as well, where you see a visual version of our podcast, Kempire Radio, also available on all major podcast platforms. Thank you to everyone that called in. Thank you to everyone that sent in the super chat. Thank you to all of you for being a part of our conversation in the live chat. Replay crew, we haven't forgotten about you. We want to know how you rate this episode. What do you think of the season? What is your reaction to what everyone has been saying? We appreciate all of you being here. Thank you to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. Guys, if you'd like to become a member of the channel, head on over to teamkempire.com/join. Thank you to that. We are going to be adding a new tier to that where we, it's going to be like movie nights and stuff like that. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. I know I keep saying that, but got to make the time. We're busy over here. We're busy. Thank you all for being here. And don't forget to say thank you to our moderators. Thank you to all of our moderators that are here to support the channel when we have these big recaps. We had like at the top of this, almost 1,500 people in this building, watching on YouTube, watching on TheKempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook, watching on Twitter and Twitch. I hear Twitch, you get great quality, just for those that were wondering where they might want to watch. Anyways, thank you all for being here. Thank you for being such kind people to myself, but also to each other. I will see you guys tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. Eastern, for our Tuesday takeover, reality TV talk, and some pop culture news talk. And based off of the ratings for this episode, you guys said that you rated this episode between 7 and 10, 78% of you. That's a lot. That's a lot. All right, y'all, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you all for being here. Don't forget to like the video. See you guys later. What song do I want to play? I want to play something different. Okay.